Like I said, we're going to focus on back control. First half of the class is going to be focused on keeping the back, keeping back control, and also finishing the rear naked choke from there. And then the second half will be focused on getting the back. And we'll look at different positions to get back to your back control. All right? Peter, you take the back. So we got 2 hooks. And now the whole game is that Peter wants to keep the back control, right? Oscar wants to escape. But while Peter's doing this, he will focus on 3 things. The first thing is chest to back contact, so he wants his chest to Oscar's back at all times. He wants to control the rotation of the shoulders. For now, for the game, I don't want you to connect your hands. I want you to focus on exactly making hooks around the shoulder, using this elbow in front of the shoulder to stop the forward rotation of that shoulder. Just any grip you can find to stop the rotation. And then the third thing is that he wants to make it hard for Oscar to move his head. So he's going to place his head close to Oscar's head, and he wants to make it hard for Oscar to move his head around. So we have 3 things: chest to back contact, controlling rotation of the shoulders, and then making it hard to, for Oscar to move his head, so head movement. Yeah? Now the game is, Peter wants to stay on the back, and he stays there as long as he can. And he can make any grips, but he cannot connect his hands. Oscar just tries to get out. If he gets out and he faces Peter, then he wins the game and we reset. Peter cannot really win. He will just try to stick on his back as long as he can. If, for example, the hooks go out, but Peter is still has that chest to back connection, the game continues and Peter tries to recover his hooks. And the game only resets when Oscar is out all the way and he turns out to face Peter. That's it. If you win, switch attacker and defender, and that's how you're going to play the game. Any questions? Cool, let's go. So we're going to start in the back control, 2 hooks and a seatbelt. And now we are going to start with a cross grip. So that means that Peter, his left hand, will control Oscar's right wrist. Yeah, there we go. And then the other other hand will control the other wrist. So this is our starting position. What Peter is going to try to do now is he will try to trap one of the hands. So let's say you fall to your left side. You will now try to trap one of Oscar's hands between your legs. Exactly, yeah. So this is the position he's looking for. Or any other similar looking position where he's trapping the arm with his leg. Yeah? If he's trapping the arm for 3 seconds or longer, he wins. You switch attacker and defender. And if Oscar gets out, then he wins and we switch as well. Yeah, so that's a game. Oscar tries to get out. Peter starts with that cross grip every single round, and then we'll try to trap an arm. That's it. Any questions? Oh wait, one question, Jonas.
Yeah, I just when doing that, a lot of times I feel like I can't put my legs high enough, like just like 5 centimeters.
Yeah, yeah. So if you can get in the same position, so let's say Peter falls to his left side, he can use his right foot to push on Oscar's hip, to push him down a little bit. Yeah, it was more with your right foot. Yeah, exactly. Push him down a little bit, and now he can bring that leg further down. He brings the whole body down, and now he has to move. He has to move less to get the leg over. Does that make sense?
So he moves like higher up.
Yeah. But you still, while you're moving up a little bit, you still think about those things. You will still want to control the head rotation of the shoulders and keep the chest to back connection. Cool? All right, let's go. Where's Peter? Peter. Again, it's best if you sit on that side so you can see it. So now, Peter's gonna get that cross grip again, the same grip he just started with. Yeah, exactly. Fall to his underhook side, to his left side. And now he traps the wrist as he did before. And that's gonna be our starting position. So he's gonna start from here, trapped arm. You can do several things to trap the arm. Like right now, Peter is hiding his foot kind of behind the hip of Oscar. That's fine. You can cross your feet. You can get a body triangle. You can play with all kinds of things as long as that arm stays trapped. Okay? Just play around with it. Now his goal is to get the choke, get the strangle. He's going to try to make him tap. And all Oscar tries to do is get out. If you make him tap, switch how do you say, attacker and defender. And if Oscar gets out, same thing. If you want to get the choke, make sure that you get that hand all the way around to the back of the shoulder like Peter's doing right now. And that means the elbow is kind of in front of right in front of the throat, right? So don't get a shallow grip, move it all the way around, hook it behind the shoulder. And you can choke from there with one hand, or you can lock the second hand in for the rear naked choke, whatever you want to do, but make sure that hand gets all the way around. Okay? That's it. So that's going to be it for the beginners. Just get the rear naked choke with one hand or both. Advanced guys can also play around with other submissions like arm bars and triangles. Yeah? Just make the other person tap, other person gets out. That's it. Cool? Any questions? Let's go. Any questions, guys? Any problems you run into? None? Amazing.
Ik vind het gewoon lastig te houden op het moment dat je zeg maar, met je hand eroverheen zit en je voet ervoor.
Ja?
Dan heb je heel snel het gevoel dat je toch nog kan draaien en dan eruit kan komen.
Yeah. Oscar just talked about this. It's pretty important, I feel. Yeah. So if Oscar takes the back, so if he traps the arm and he stays right behind Peter, so he traps the arm, you may find that it will be easy for Peter to turn out or to get his shoulders to the mat. And Oscar talked about like getting your chest, like getting an angle on someone and kind of getting your chest below the head and below the shoulder right now. So his shoulder and his head cannot touch the mat because his chest is there, right? But if Oscar moves a little bit back, so he's straight behind him, now Peter is kind of more free to move to his shoulders to the mat and his head to the mat, and now he will spin out. So I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, diagonal. Yeah. And he's still how do you say, following those three ideas we talked about. Like he doesn't want the head to move, so he's controlling the head by positioning his body in that angle. He's controlling the shoulder rotation with his leg right now, and he still has that chest to back contact in a way. Like it's not, even if it's not upper chest, it's still the chest, right? So that's a good idea to play around with. Thank you, Oscar.
If Peter is like very diagonal on Oscar,
Yeah.
Is he still able to get the choke then, or is it just for control?
Yeah, I mean, if you get too far, then there's always a too far, but too far also means that you can more easily go to arm bars and triangles. So if you're too far away from that head to get the rear naked choke, then that usually means you can get something else. But if you want the rear naked choke, then of course you have to stay somewhat close. So now Ibrahim is going to start on his side. Yeah, just on your side. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. All right. Peter is going to start with his chest to the back. He has a seatbelt, and he has the seatbelt with the arm. So the left arm is connected to the wrist. Yeah, there we go. And the other wrist, yeah, exactly. And then his own wrist is connected to his own wrist. That's called I think it's called a figure 4 seatbelt. At least it's a figure 4 grip. Figure 4 seatbelt, not too sure, but we get the point, right? So this is our starting position. Peter tries to get 2 hooks from here. Yeah, so that's 1. That's 2. If he gets 2 hooks, he wins. I'll reset to the starting position. And if Ibrahim gets out and he's able to face Peter, then he wins. Yeah? He can do that in any way, shape, or form. Yeah? Within the rules of Jiu-Jitsu, of course. All right? Does that make sense? If someone wins, you switch top and bottom. That's it. Cool? All right, let's go. So now Peter has the body lock around the waist. So he doesn't have the grip like the figure 4 grip we discussed. He's a little bit lower towards the hips, and he has the grip around the hips, around the waist, a body lock. Yeah, a little lower, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So now we're going to play the same game. So Ibrahim tries to get out. Peter tries to get the back with 2 hooks. If he gets 2 hooks, he wins. But he can also win now by pinning Ibrahim on his back with a chest-to-chest connection. Because from here, Ibrahim can, of course, also turn towards Peter. And if Peter is able to pin him right here, could be side control, mount, whatever, north-south, you name it, he wins as well. So there's 2 win conditions. If he's on his belly, you try to go for the 2 hooks. You really try to take the back. Okay? But while you take the back, think about your chest-to-back connection, controlling the rotation of the shoulders and getting your head in the right position so you limit his head movement. All right? That's it? Questions?
Any grip on the body lock?
Well, whatever you prefer. You can go 10-finger grip, palm to palm, wrist to wrist, whatever you want. Cool? Starting position is clear for everybody? All right? Get your partner, get to work. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to start in turtle. No grips. Top player tries to get 1 hook or tries to put Ibrahim's, or whoever you're sparring with, of course, hip or both hips on the mat for 3 seconds or longer. If you succeed at 1 or both of those things, you win. Ibrahim tries to stand up, or he tries to become the top player. So that means he wants to reverse the position. Yeah? Boom. If you succeed at 1 of those 2 things, he wins. After every win, you switch top and bottom. That's it. Cool? Everybody got it? All right, last round. Let's go. Do we have any final questions? Wouter?
Als je
Yeah.
En je pakt je rear naked choke.
Yeah.
Ik vind het wel lastig.
So we're here. I hope I'm not messing up the audio right now. Okay, let's say we're trapping the wrist. We're over here, right? Maybe crossing the feet or connecting like this. I have this. I like to get up to an elbow, and then you can shoot it behind. Sometimes it's like if you're just pulling it back like this, you won't get enough space. Like you can, but it's going to be pretty difficult. So you can kind of come up to an elbow, and then bring it behind the head. Cool? Does that work? Yeah?
Do you have what is your preference with like, if you fall to the underhook side or to the choking arm side?
Underhook side. So we used to call the overhook side the strong side and the underhook side the weak side. But I feel like nowadays we kind of switched it around. So the underhook side is more of the strong side. I feel like it's easier to trap the arms, and it's easier to transition to arm bars, triangles, and all kinds of other submissions. All right? Yuri, did you know? We were filming, but the storage was full. So we're going to show the last move about the question on how to get rid of the figure 4 seatbelt grip. We're going to look at that again. So Peter gets a figure 4. And now one way to get out of this for Ibrahim is to get his hand inside of the grips and then walk his hand up over his head, opening the elbow to release that grip. And now he can fight to get the elbow back to his body, regain his guard, and there he is. So we'll show it one more time. Figure 4, seatbelt. Now Ibrahim brings the hand in, walks it up, pulls the elbow back, and it gets back into guard. So that's it. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed.